What's up, fam? On this training, I'm going to be walking you through on how to set up the Manychat chatbot lead generation campaign on Facebook. I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do in your ads manager to get this set up. So that being said, let's dive into my screen here. Let me just share my screen real quick. Now that we are on my screen, basically, first things you're going to do is you have to go to your ad accounts on Facebook. So you're going to go to adsmanager.facebook.com and pretty much start setting up the ads manager. If you don't have ad accounts set up already, there should be a different trainings on how to set that up, and you can ask in the community. But cool. First things first, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in here to campaigns and you're gonna click create. And the campaign you want to create is going to be engagement. I know you guys want leads and we are going to get leads, but because we're driving the traffic to Manychat, we're gonna have to select engagement. So we select the engagement here, we click continue and make sure to select the manual engagement campaign. You click continue and then you will see the campaign setup page here. And basically first things that we want to do is to name the campaign. So on the left hand side here, you can see my campaign inputs documents. And basically you can see the naming convention that we have in here that we're going to be using. We're running this ads to Manychat funnel that our chatbot is basically inquiring CMA inquiries, generating CMA inquiries. So that's why CMAs. Location, obviously your city where you're running these ads. And then you can just name this to being your initials and then the date. This way it's easy to always track back like on these campaigns and with the attribution settings, etc. Cool. Make sure to select the housing category in the categories here, as well as your country under here. So if you're in the United States, you have to select United States. If you're in Canada, you have to select Canada. If you are outside of USA and Canada, you most likely don't need to select the housing category, but US and Canada, you have to. And do not put the campaign budget on. We're going to use ad set budget. Cool. Next up, let's go to the ad set level. Here, you must be selecting the conversion location to being messaging apps. As you can see from the inputs documents, we want to use messaging apps because we're sending this to the messenger as from there to Manychat. So basically this ad type has to be click to message. And let me just type it actually here as well. Add type click to message. Cool. And then just make sure that you have your Facebook page and your Instagram page turned on or ticked on here. And if you haven't connected your Instagram page, for example, it should show here the same way as with my WhatsApp, that connect account. You can click connect account and basically connect that to your business manager. So recommend having those both on because we're going to use Facebook and Instagram. So that's pretty much it. You're going to be moving forward and we want to go over the daily budget here. And basically, if you look at seller leads, to get an actual seller lead who goes through the chatbot, it costs on average $25 per lead. So depending on the volume that you want, that's how you could calculate your budget. And then also depending on your goals and the actual results like listings, appointments, etc., how many you want those, then you could track back knowing your numbers, what the daily budget should be. However, I do recommend starting with $20 per day. You could get started with testing like $15 per day, but I do recommend giving Facebook a bit more budget. And if you have big goals and you have the money, I would recommend going 30, even $50 per day if you're just following our process. So that's pretty much it, but 20 is a good starting point for sure. You can always scale from there. No need to play around with the start dates or anything like that. Just leave it open. And then pretty much you want to run ads all the time. Custom audiences you actually don't need. The location here is where you simply go and to put in wherever you're running this ad. Let me just go to California, for example. And you want to leave it the 15-mile radius just because of the housing category. The radius in some locations, it may be tough because it is quite large. With the optimization to the creatives, ad copy, etc., you can slowly narrow it down over time. but yeah, it's not that big of an issue. Also, as you can notice nowadays, it's saying living or recently being in this location. So it's also going to show the ads to some people who have, for example, been traveling in the locations. So you may be receiving leads outside of the radius. But based on testing, based on all the accounts we're running, that's not something that happens every day, every week, or not even every month. It's more so like 1, 2 out of 100 leads, maybe outside, that we are seeing right now. And actually what we tend to find out is that most of those people actually have a property in the radius as well, and they're just been traveling or whatever the case may be, but then actually may have a vacation home, they may have an investment property, etc. in that radius. So I highly recommend also going through and nurturing those leads. And if nothing else, you can always refer them out. But that just to be said that the algorithm is pretty good to narrowing down in terms of where you actually want to target. So I just recommend dropping the pin to where you want to target and then calling out that in the ad copy and creative. But cool. That being said, leave these open. You want to go super broad. And the placements, you want to be going to click edit and manual placements. And here you can see the placements that we recommend. Facebook feed, Instagram feed, marketplace, Facebook and Instagram stories. I actually do recommend reels as well. So let's go with these. Even though we're running messenger ads, I don't really recommend messenger because you tend to get weird leads from there. You can test it out, but I do recommend starting with these. So Facebook feed, Instagram feed, you can actually leave these open as well. Marketplace, and you can take off the video feeds. Instagram stories, Facebook stories, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, and take these off. And this is the setting that I recommend starting with. Facebook feeds, Instagram feeds, marketplace, stories, and then reels and reels. And then you're going to hit next. And now we're going to go ahead and set up the ad and the Manychat template or the messenger template. So the ad set naming here, you also do want to name this to being, for example, Manychat, lead gen, ad set number 1. So that way you can always, with attribution settings, you can see where they came from. And then here you could say Manychat, lead gen, ad number 1. Or with the campaign, same as the campaign, CMAs, location, and then ad set number 1. In the ad set, you could actually even call out, like put in the location where you're running this, if you're running in multiple different cities, for example, etc. Cool. In the ad set level, we're going to create an ad. We're going to actually create an image ad, and then we are going to be running media ad here. So add image. Then you obviously have to create the images. This type of ad has been working extremely well over the past couple of years, actually. So you're just going to select the ad, and then you're going to select the ad copy. Let me pull up some simple ad copy from somewhere. Boom, boom, boom. Here, let's just go with this one. So ad copy and San Mateo home values have recently increased while decreased. This is obviously not up to date. This is some old template I just had. So depending on your situation in the market, you could want to update this one. But what we have noticed is that short and sweet ad copies tend to work better in real estate lead generation. So just a tidbit from there. And then the headline, you want to put this headline. Call to action will be call to action. You can actually see from here, budget, custom audience, radius, age. We've gone through all of this. And as this says, call to action, learn more. So that tends to work the best. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then what we want to do is we want to set up the message template. So here you can see create new. If you already have, you can use the existing ones if you created a different campaign, for example, but you can click create new, and then you can hit here, start conversations. And then you're going to click edit. And then here, just take off this and then copy this one. Boom. And then you're going to copy this price update and you're going to put it in question 1, and you're going to delete these 2 other questions. You want to name this template to being price update keyword and like that. And that's pretty much it. Now, I highly recommend previewing this in Messenger. It will pop up into your mobile. So you would need to preview it on your Messenger. to see if it works, and also making sure that your Manychat flow is activated like shown in different training, so that it actually also triggers the flow in Manychat and starts the conversation. But this is what you do on Facebook's end, and I do not recommend including phone number because then it will just confuse. We want to drive these leads into Manychat and build that subscriber list there and generating leads through Manychat. So that's pretty much it. You're gonna hit save, and you want to save the template so that you can use it other time as well. And then here, what I do also recommend putting is URL parameters. Let me actually pull up the URL parameters from some other campaign. Cool. So into this URL parameter, you can simply just copy this and paste it here. It should work normally. Let me just see. Yeah. So you just paste it here, and then that's cool. So this helps you with tracking later on, and you can do some cool stuff with that as well. Cool. So you don't need pixels to this. Pretty much all is good with that set of things. That's pretty much it. That's how you set up the campaign. That's how you set up the ad set. That's how you set up the ad. And when it comes to the campaign structure, I recommend having one campaign, then having ad set budget. As I showed you, you're going to put the budget into the ad set level here, and not the campaign level, but the ad set level. And then I recommend having max two different ads in one ad set. So you could have the only difference, by the way. So when I say one or two ads, I mean you have, let's say you have two ads. Those are exactly the same, other than, let's say, the image is different. So only change one thing so you can easily track and optimize, seeing what works the best. And obviously you want to name the ad to being, for example, ad number 2 for the second one, but only change one thing. So don't change the ad copy, image, everything, only one single change to the different ad. And I do recommend having max 2 ads in one ad set, just because your budget is so low. Then the reason for ad set optimization for the budget, for example, if you want to test 4 ads, then I do recommend having 2 ad sets, and again, max 2 ads per ad set. The actual best, if you have only $20 per day budget, then what I would recommend, if you want to test 2 different ads, I would recommend launching one campaign, 2 ad sets, and 1 ad per ad set, and those ads having only one change compared to other. So for example, having $10 per day to this ad set number 1, and having this ad, and then duplicating, clicking here and quickly duplicates, and then just naming the second ad set to being ad set number 2, and then the ad naming ad number 2, and then in the ad changing, for example, just the photo. An even smaller change would be changing the color of the photo. For example, having a yellow instead of red, just so you can easily track and see what works the best, and do decisions based on data and not feelings. So that's pretty much it. And once you publish it, then obviously it will go live. But if you want to publish it and maybe get our opinion or whatever, or community's opinion, and you want to share a preview link, you can publish. And then after you publish, you can just simply come in here and turn off the actual campaign. So that's what you can do. And that way it goes to preview, and you can get the preview link, and you can send that to the community to check your ad. But that's pretty much it. That's how you set up the campaign, ad set, ad, and the message templates to start driving the traffic to Manychat to generate seller leads. Awesome. If you have any questions, as always, ask in the community, coaching calls, and we'll be sure to help you out. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao.